is seeing Jurgis. He's such a talented singer and he has a music format. Here he is.
The first time I saw Jurgis in action was at a private event. My God, if I wasn't impressed by his talent. Give him the right instrument and we'll transform whatever crowd into an orchestra. Everything is about the improvisational moment. He plays with the music and words and makes people hum, sing, dance, cry and laugh together. His format is called Flux.
I'm a Colombian-Lithuanian or Lithuanian-Colombian. Okay. I'm both and neither at the same time. My grandparents are World War II refugees. If you think that your national identity defines who you are, you're very limited because we have multiple identities. Actually, I think I found my real identity very recently. I consider myself a troubadour. Ibiza is an interesting place because it's like a refugee home for misfit spiritual people from all over the world who can't find their place anywhere else.
Before we had stereos, before we had earphones, before we had recordings, we had music that came from human beings. And to understand that we are musicality embodied is the beginning. And then the question is, if we come together through music, how do we create something beautiful? 3 components. The first component is rhythm. Second component is harmony in the form of voices. And the third very important component is emotion. Because with no emotion, there's nothing. As I like to say, it's like speaking without having anything to say.
When there are 2 people in a space, you create a third space, which is the common ground, the common vision. Now we're speaking English because I don't speak Italian, so we're in a third environment. So in a community, you always have the sum of the parts, and if it's a good community, you create something that's more than the sum of the parts.
And creating spaces, it's actually what you do with your music, right?
That's what I love. For me, music is a misused technology.
Let's start with rhythm. Don't lose your flow as I guide you through.
And it's beautiful because then it becomes a metaphor for beautiful society. What's beautiful for you? When everyone's singing, okay, let's make that beautiful. You know, that person sings really beautiful. Okay, let's follow them. The Maharishi effect is a study done in the 70s or in the 80s, I believe, where they were measuring the effect that a certain percentage of people in a society doing transcendental meditation had on indicators of violence, of criminality, and things like this. So what they found is that if you have like something like 5-10% of the population meditating and entering the state of inner peace, that ripples out. And I like to believe, again, I'm making believe, I have no scientific proof except, you know, the study of the Maharishi effect to say that if we're making beautiful music and becoming beautiful society, then maybe this will ripple out and create ripples of goodness across the world.
Trying again on and on to understand what at the core of my heart. How can I tell how I want to be loved for once? What is right for me and not? I had to learn what are the limits in that unconditional love. And this music is long.
It is all about
that brings us back together.
You know why I really wanted to talk to you? Because like this is the island of music, one of the capitals of the world. Yeah. But you, with your way of doing music, you're bringing, yes, humanity, yes, co-building, but a lot of joy, it seems like.
Joy is missing so much, but here's the thing. We are experiencing a consciousness revolution. The problem with capitalism essentially is that you have a very fine monetary vector that maximizes profit, that maximizes the tangible value of money rather than everything else. And I think people right now are into the priceless. What is a priceless experience?
After this session that was saturated with love, I think Jurgis is a real talent. He's a real magician with words, and he's really good at bringing people together. So I saw like people that started like opening up and telling like really details of their private stories. Interesting. And I think it's a way like of warming up with other human beings, of feeling closer, of letting it go physically, mentally. You have to dance, you have to sing, you have to modulate your voice.
For me, actually, when I do a good job is when I do very little. I just step back and let the thing flow. If the music is going that way, okay, let's take the music that way. Music is going, okay, let's take the music this way.
Always feel better at the end?
Always. More than a demand per se, there's people who see the benefit of it. And so, and there's people who've been helping me out and sponsoring and saying, yes, let's do it, let's record it well. And the thing is that let's do it consistently. Let's try to do it every Thursday. So it becomes something like a habit. It becomes a practice.
A therapy.
Yes.
It can be.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Jurgis. So that's it. Love. Getting close. Singing. Letting it go. Let it go. On with the Wild Quest.